Okay, let's have your seats.
Okay, let's have your seats.
Hello? Can you hear me,
Hello?
Lynette?
Can you hear me, Lynette?
Let's sit down. Let's get going.
Let's sit down. Let's get going.
I was in it pretty. 1, 2. Okay. That's
1, 2. Okay, that's better.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Looks like old home week out there.
Looks like old
a lot
home
of
week out
committees
there.
and
Looks like a lot of
directors.
committees and directors.
Welcome to the
2019
membership meeting, or not membership meeting, our annual meeting, of the Space Coast Association of Realtors. First, I'd like to stand for the pledge. Salute the flag.
Salute the
I
flag.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next thing, we're going to have a moment of silence for a number of different things. Of course, 9/11, World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and the airliner that crashed in the field after being hijacked 18 years ago. And in addition to that, one of our members, Tammy Kaiser, has passed away. Yeah, a long struggle. So just let's do about 15 seconds moment of silence. Okay. Oh, we are live streaming today to Facebook. Just so you know. What was that? I didn't hear. Yeah, I didn't have to say that to this group. First of all, just the statistics for what's going on in the association. We've got 335 business partners. 612 staff assistants. Those are assistants that work for realtors like yourselves that have access to the MLS and to support the realtors. We've got 641 brokerage firms that are members, 4,146 realtor members, which is an exciting number. If NAR certifies that, we will pick up an additional national director. Anything over 4,000 gets another national director. That will give us, in this association, 4 members. 2, Mike and Lynette, were voted on at Florida Association of Realtors as from the state level, and 1 we've already got, that's me this year, and next year we'll have 2, hopefully, if it gets certified correctly, we'll have 2 that are coming because of our size, anything over 4,000 certified. We've got 31 appraisal firms with a total of 41 appraisal members. We've got 296 MLS-only members. And we're averaging 65 to 70 new members per month that go through orientation every single month. The association is really strong. Our Budget and Finance Committee has made sure we put into effect reserves for replacements for this building. We're setting up reserves for business operations, hopefully to have at least 6 months worth of operating reserve in case membership should drop off, as it has in the past. We're getting a lot of traction within the community from telling our story and telling them who we are. Tonight, we're going to get an award from the City of Melbourne for the dog park that we sponsored, which is great. We're getting some requests from county commissioners that I won't talk about because it's in the middle of a vote. Not sure which way that's going to go. But we're actually getting some traction as far as that. I've had Linda Weatherman from the EDC pull me aside during one of the EDC meetings and said, you know, Dennis, I just figured out you guys are the most powerful association in this county, which from her is a pretty big deal. Also, in the last 2 months, we've had two state senators come and speak to us, one representative and a congressman. Our former President Bill Posey came in because we were supporting his efforts to get reelected. We're making some progress. We need to continue. We're doing, you probably have seen our branding efforts on the buses, Don't Navigate Brevard Without a Realtor. We've been doing that for about 4 or 5 years. I think that actually started when Mitch was president, wasn't it, Mitch? Yeah. We've done the Space Coast Relocation Guide. That's sitting on your tables, I believe. Beautiful piece. That was sent out to 50,000 people in Brevard County. And a lot of realtors have actually branded it for themselves. You got a chance to brand it for yourself. Along with that, we have a full page ad for 12 months in Space Coast Living, which is that same glossy feel. It's going out to about 50,000 people. Just trying to brand and tell our story. We've implemented a new membership portal on the website. I'm assuming all of you have logged in, done everything you need to do, and have done that. You've seen the website improvements. We've got member communities. Including for all the committees, and a bunch of you, I can tell, are on committees. I'm assuming you know how to use those member portals in the communities. I think Leadership Academy is in the room also. Are there any members of Leadership Academy? There they are. Some of them. Lynn, start counting. And we've got a strong leadership. They're really going to it. Any committee chairs? So I know we're going to have some reports from a couple of 4 or 5 committee chairs. And we're going to start with MLS Crystal. We have got a new status that's been added called Coming Soon. We're going to be doing some serious education about that, I hope. And Crystal, come on up. Let's talk about that. Oh, and I should say, I've asked our president-elect, Melissa Goldman, to sit up here so you get used to seeing her.
Up here.
Well, you didn't.
No. Well, hi. So we're actually going to be adding a coming soon status. It helps us in several ways. It's not going to be going to the IDX feed, but it will go to all the other agents. You can send it to your clients so they're aware of what homes you've got, what homes are coming available. It helps us in several ways because we're seeing a lot of postings on social media, on Zillow and other websites out there. And then we're getting calls from our clients saying, well, I'm finding this on social media. I found it on Facebook, but it's not in the MLS. How can I see it? And it's hard to get in these homes. So this opens it up. So we're all aware of what's out there, what's going to be coming available, and it's actually going to make it a lot more of a smooth transition for your own clients. So we're not all left in the dust wondering, looking on social media, looking on other websites.
It's a pretty big change.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a pretty big change. The MLS committee has worked for a year and a half or so
Almost
on
4
this.
years.
Okay. Cindy's saying 4. Board of directors has torn it apart and sent it back about 3 times. And we think we've got it the way it should be. But it's a major change in the way we do that portion of the business. Come to the, you're doing some town halls?
Yeah, well, I think we'll have at least one.
Yeah. You need to come, you need to read that rule very carefully and make sure you don't violate. Anything else, Crystal?
No.
Anything else, Crystal? Okay, thank you.
And we'll send out lots of stuff to let you know when those. Oh, sorry. Let's do it. So you'll get lots of information coming from the board on just the rule. Go ahead, Cindy.
Still not on. Just talk loud.
Yell real loud. Yell real loud.
I think the bottom line right now is if you're using the exclusion form, you need to read the rule right now. And it's implemented as of, Rob, it's October, November 4th? Okay,
November
so
4th?
November 4th, the rule goes into effect. Thank you, Crystal. I don't see Claus in the room. September 27th, we're hosting an East Coast Global program. Costs us $20. It'll be right here. Includes one half day of speakers, lunch, and a networking reception at the end of the day. It's put on by the Global Committee. And I should add, and I don't remember the date. CCIM? Oh, really? Never mind. Tell me. Okay, Brevard Children in Need. Debbie Sanders, come on up, Debbie.
We are having, a lot of you know this, our gala, our children and families in need, next Friday, not this Friday. We do still have raffle tickets available if anyone, $100, they do get, to the event, and it has food, drinks, silent auction, all kinds of wonderful things. Cindy Conklin here at the board will have those tickets if you need. Fabulous lady. The ticket gets you.
Well, 10,000 and 20, still doing 10,000, 2,500, 2,000, 2,000, 1,000. So three chances to win. And it's only selling 400 tickets. Pretty good odds. How many lots left? Do you know? How many tickets left?
I have a super accurate count at this point, maybe I asked for everybody to bring our unsold tickets in. Tomorrow, we should have a better count. We need to get them sold. And you can actually charge it to your account. And outside people, if you have for your clients, give them for a closing gift, that'd be awesome.
It's a great party.
It is a great party.
It's a great party. Everybody in this room should have a ticket in their pocket already.
We have a DJ, we have a photo booth. It'll be fun. And I have some flyers. if anybody's
Just to be clear, this committee, Brevard Children and Families in Need is the fundraising arm of the Space Coast Association of Realtors Foundation. And that committee has raised around $750,000 over the last 7 or 8 years and dispersed almost all of it. Is there any, Louise, have we dispersed almost all of that? And that's just family promise. Right. So everybody should just, whether you can go or not, buy a ticket.
Still win. You don't have to.
That's right. You don't have to be there? You don't have to be there? Good. Community outreach. Samantha.
Ellery Wilson.
Hi, Samantha.
Hi, good morning. I'm Samantha with the Community Outreach team. We are currently collecting items for the relief in the Bahamas from Hurricane Dorian. We're expecting those through Friday. Any non-perishables, we're not taking ice or clothing at this time. We cannot store the ice. Okay, so Tuesday, we're going to be loading moving truck. Are there any moving companies here? Does anyone know a moving company? Okay. We do have business partners that we'll reach out to. So we're going to be looking for a moving company to come help at 10 a.m. on Tuesday of next week load the truck and bring it down to Melbourne. We're working with the city of Melbourne with this. So they got a hub down in Melbourne to bring all this stuff. So we're looking for volunteers to come help. Our community outreach team is small, so you can join us too if you'd like. But we have blue realtor shirts that we'll be wearing while we're loading the truck up, and we'll be doing photos and posting about it on social media. Probably do a press release or something about it too. So we are looking for volunteers for this coming Tuesday, 10 a.m. at the board, and you get a free shirt. So. It's kind of cool. So if you'd like to let everyone know in your offices that we are collecting those donations still, that would be awesome. We have sent some emails out and stuff too, so anything that you could donate would be appreciated.
Facebook, social media.
Yes, we have the association. If you don't like the association page on Facebook, please like it. We have lots of cool updates, and you can share all of our updates.
Okay, we have a question over there. Okay, and just for the Facebook feed, I'm going to repeat that. There are some families that are taking in children from the Bahamas that are just in a devastated situation and putting them here and getting them into school and continuing. Okay. Louise?
Louise? With those involved in our public schools.
Excellent. Thank you. Talk about devastation. I mean, that looks even worse than Hurricane Andrew, I'd say. It looks to me like the only way they're going to clean that up is a bulldozer and a match. That's just horrendous. Are there any other committee chairs in the room that would like to give us an update? Carrie, professionalism? Okay, that's fine. I didn't focus on you. Oh, good.
Of course, we've been working since January Day, what makes the most sense. Our board to show professionalism. So we're working on an event where we'll have how do you handle difference.
Thank you, Carrie. Are we going to do the bylaws after? Or do you have bylaws? Oh, got it. Okay. I think we're going to take it a little bit out of order from what's on my agenda here. Let's talk about the bylaws. Dave Goudreau, Leah, myself, and then we brought it to the board of directors. Came up with bylaw changes. And they're not super significant, but we did make some changes that are all in yellow on your sheet in front of you. Of course, this is not our entire bylaws. Right? No, this is not our entire bylaws. This is only, I only picked it up. Only the paragraph, only the changes are in yellow, and there's some strike throughs that you'll see. You're going to be voting on that. I know this is, not exciting stuff sometimes, it's kind of boring, but we do need a 10% turnout to have a quorum. And on bylaws, it's tough. Okay? We need 4,200 people, 420 people or so to actually vote. And it's super easy. You just go click. Please vote, bring it back to your offices, talk everybody into it to actually do the vote. What's the date on the vote, Leah?
What's the date on the vote, Leah?
Okay. It closes, and that closes when? Okay. Wednesday the 25th for Facebook closes. If you have any questions on this, on any of the bylaws changes, please feel free to talk to myself, or Leah, Dave, sorry, Dave, or any of our directors. We've hashed through these a lot, and we think it's important for us to do those. Okay, next. We're going to do the candidate forum. We've got four candidates, Nancy Bartlett, Tammy Crisafulli, Pat Weeks, Mitch Rebeck. Come on up. Tammy. Oh, Pat. I think this is going to be more of a get to know your candidates. We're going to be voting, and you have to vote. You have to have a quorum to do this. These four have volunteered to be on the board of directors, and it was only these four. We needed to serve 4 seats. So we're just going to use this as a get to know you. Tell us why you want to be on the board. Mitch, especially you. Tell us why you want to be on the board. Oh, and Nancy too. I'm sorry. Dave. Yeah. The comment for Facebook is we have to, everybody's got to vote. No matter what the, it has to be a vote of the quorum, with a quorum. Okay, go ahead. You all should have a microphone sitting there. Nancy, let's start. One, two.
Good morning, I'm Nancy Bartlett. This is really loud. I'm loud normally. This will be my second round on the board of directors. First round was learning, all about learning. Took a year off, and there was a need, and I thought, you know what, I learned so much from my first experience. It's time for me to really give back now that I have an education in the board situation, and in the process, I thought I could contribute a little bit more this time. So I'm excited coming back. I'm always interested in the conversation and think I can contribute to it. And I'm looking forward to serving on the board again. This is a 2-year stint for me. But again, I'm really looking forward to contributing for the next 2 years.
Hi, I am Tammy Crisafulli. Unlike them, I have not been on the board before, but I have proudly served on the MLS committee. I was part of the task force for the Coming Soon for the past several years. We spent countless hours on that. I've been in the Government Affairs Committee. I have been on the Professionalism and Education Committee that we're working on some really great trainings to help our new and older members. I think as your new board of director, I'm excited to kind of bring a new, fresh voice. Since I haven't been on it, I know it's going to be a lot of learning, and I really look forward to that. I really want to focus on education and professionalism. I think the market is changing a lot, and I think keeping our Realtor R relevant and respected throughout the Space Coast is going to be big for us in the next few years. And I think making sure we're all educated and staying professional is going to be key. I also hope to encourage new members seasoned members to become more involved. I think that most newer members are either overwhelmed or they don't realize the benefits of, I mean, this is important. This is the reason that we can sell real estate. We're all a team. I hope to be able to encourage more involvement. Yeah, so I'm asking for your support and your vote, and I hope I'm your new fresh voice.
I'm voting for. I'm Mitch Verback. This is my 212th go around, something like that. I mean, most of you guys know me. People like we've been out now for about 3 years. But I always go back to a conversation I had with Leah back in 2001. I fight for people. Always have. And something bad happened, and I went to Leah. Like, what can I do about it? I'll take the option. You can't do anything unless you contribute. So here I am. 18 years later, as of yesterday. And I've been the president, I've been district vice president, I've been on the board. I don't know how many times I've been on every committee. And it's not about that. It's just about trying to figure out how do we take the next step as a board. Like Tammy, I am 100% on, I said this in my interview, how do we get people involved? And look at it, we have 4,100 members and we have 35 people there. That's a problem. So I think as a board, we have to solve that problem. That's honestly probably my biggest reason coming back on. All the other stuff we'll work with, but I really want to sit down and figure out, take my entrepreneurial skills and figure out how do we make this a better value proposition to get people to say, wow, I love my board, not like others board. That's it.
Thanks, Mitch.
Hi, I'm Pat Weeks. And first off, I have to say, today is my birthday. And when I tell people I have 9/11 as my birthday, I get, oh, every time. Anyway, I went a different route, so y'all will endeavor to. I want to thank everybody for coming today. And I want to tell you a little about myself. I was born in Orange City, Iowa. Yes, there is an Orange City, Iowa. It's a Dutch community. My maiden name was Van Engelenhoven. My husband says I married him just to get rid of the long last name. I'm the middle child of 5. I have 2 kids, 6 grandkids. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you're tired of seeing them. I've had many jobs because my husband was in the Coast Guard, and we moved a lot. We started in Panama City, Florida, then we came here to Cape Canaveral, Honolulu, Hawaii, Antioch, California, Wilmington, North Carolina, Nassau in the Bahamas, and then finally back to Brevard County. In 2004, I was licensed as a realtor and got my broker's license 3 years ago. For the first 7 years as a realtor, I never paid attention to the emails that we got from the association, as many don't. And then suddenly it occurred to me that I should give back. So I volunteered for the RPAC committee. And after 4 years on that committee, I was asked to chair it, which I did for 3 years. And the more I got involved, the more work I saw that was needed to be done. So I ran to be a director and was honored 3 years ago when you all elected me to serve a 3-year term. Which is why I'm running again. I was your treasurer in 2018 because I wanted to learn all I could about the association. When you follow the money, you learn about a group. And proud to say I spearheaded some changes when I was treasurer. I'm your secretary this year. I've chaired budget and finance. I now chair government affairs. Big on advocacy. I attended our local leadership academy. I'm currently in the state leadership academy. I'm on 4 state committees. I'm a state director. I'm a state contact to Representative Soroy. Serving bug kind of hit me hard. Once I got going, I was slow start, but I'm a fast finisher or strong finisher. I serve because I saw the work that needed to be done and what goes on behind the scenes. You just have no idea idea till you get involved what it takes to run this association. And I felt like I could help in that endeavor. I want us to be the best, most professional association in the country. And as our mission statement says, we want to be the face of real estate in Brevard County. I hope you vote for me. Thank you very much for listening to my tale. And I hope I get to serve another 3 years.
Thank you, Pat. Thanks, Pat. We've got a great leadership team. These people here, with all their experience, are going to add to that. But with that said, I'd like the current directors to stand up, be recognized. Now I'm going to do something a little. Stand up. Who's a former director or a former president? Okay. And then who's been a committee chair in the past? Stand up. A committee chair. Okay. So here's the problem, Mitch. I think you can all sit down. I don't see it as a, I should have said current too, but everybody in the room was going to stand up. So I used to be worried about participation. And what I've decided is there are people that complain and there are people that fix. There's people that do. The people in this room are the ones that work to fix it. The people that complain are out there selling real estate right now. They don't recognize what we all do. And so I think that what we need to do, instead of worrying about them participating, we just need to do it right. The fact that we only have a number of people in this room tells me we're doing it right. Because I can't remember, you may have been involved, I can't remember, Mitch, but we had some problems, some town hall meetings in the past that we had to rent rooms, and we had them out the door. We had like 350 people in a room complaining. That's when you have an issue. But when we have 60 people in this room to our annual meeting, that tells me we're doing things okay. So that's one of the few times I'll disagree with you, Mitch. One thing I forgot to add, and then I'm going to do one last thing that I don't know about. We have changed the MLS. You'll notice, has any of you noticed that when you do a street search, that you're sometimes getting stuff up in Jacksonville? Well, we got a data share with Jacksonville. They've turned on first. I don't know if we have we got them all signed? We got signed agreements all the way up the coast, except for New Smyrna, to do data shares. So you're going to be able to access all of their MLS the same way you can access ours. They'll be able to see ours. You have to select, I think, is what we're planning on. You have to select what area you want to search, but you can search or just exactly the way they can search. You can see all their data. It's an offer of cooperation, offer of compensation. We felt like that was a really good way as a data share. No mergers, none of that stuff, no fees or anything. It's just we're sharing data along the East Coast. We'd love to go to Vero. Vero doesn't want to talk, but in New Smyrna, we're still working on New Smyrna. So that's something I wanted to add. Last, since we're talking about leadership, I'm going to give Melissa a chance. Talk about next year, Melissa.
I was here on time. I knew what time this meeting started.
Door at the same time I did.
I am getting really excited about next year. It's going to be a fabulous 2020. I'm glad that you are all here and willing to participate, because I think half of you I've already pegged for committee chairs or on committees or things like that. I've already set that up early so we can get started the first day of January. Dennis out. Just kidding.
I'm not going anywhere.
I see great things in our future as we grow and as we teach the new members coming in, and we bond as a community through our Bahamas efforts, or our children and families in need, and all these other things that we do. It's who we are. That's the slogan. Make sure that when you post things on your Facebook, show what we do. Go like our page, share everything on there is shareable. So share our Bahamas effort, share the dog park, share the Brevard Families and Children in Need. We should have already sold these tickets, people. We have about 70 left. So please, today when you leave, put that on your Facebook and ask if the community would like to buy a ticket. I've got lots of things going through my head, and I'm not going to spoil them right now. I didn't know that Dennis was going to put me on the spot, but it's going to be a great year next year. I hope you all stay involved. I hope you all keep coming to the meetings. We're going to have a wonderful board of directors and committee chairs, and I look forward to seeing you all again and again and again and again and again and again and again. So that's all I have to say.
Perfect. Yeah, let's do, does anybody have any questions for our new director? For our candidates, I should say. Candidates.
Actually, I have a comment and a question. So thank you all very much for volunteering to serve on the board of directors. My question is going to be directed toward Tammy. Take this the right way. You appear to be the youngest on the panel. And I'm hoping.
What?
Sorry, Mitch. Sorry. I'm hoping that you have some thoughts in your head as to how you want to possibly get other younger realtors involved at the board level. Do you have some way that you have kind of considered reaching out and trying to bring some younger people into the board?
Use the microphone, Tammy.
I don't have an exact idea yet. However, I know when I started 6 years ago, you guys are pretty intimidating. And I mean, when you're lost in real estate already, and then you're trying to sell a house, you don't know how to do that, and you have all these people who've been realtors for 30 years. It's very intimidating. I mean, it took me about 2 or 3 years to even join a committee, and then I was like terrified. So I think if we can. I don't know. I think maybe me being young, I'll be able to say, oh, come join this committee. Oh, come join this event. And I think maybe trying to help it seem not so intimidating because I haven't been in it for 20 years. Maybe that will help. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know the exact answer, but I'm definitely thinking about it and trying because I would like that as well. Because it would be nice to have some new opinions and people more involved in even the committees. So, even at the committee level. So, and just like you said here, everyone here is a director or a chair or, no one is just come just to see because they're probably intimidated or they don't feel like they belong. So I hope to be able to make it a little bit more approachable, I guess, for them.
Thanks, Tammy. Okay, any other questions? Melissa's got a question. I shouldn't have given her a mic. Let's go here first. Yes, No, we're live streaming, so you have to use the microphone.
We're live and we're streaming.
Yes.
Live
Yes.
and we're streaming.
Yes.
First off, I want to thank each and every one of you. And congratulations on winning because you're unopposed. We're good to go.
Don't say that. We got to get 10%. Go on.
Yes. So, first, let me say, please vote. Second, let me say, I've heard somewhere in my career that stuff rolls downhill. Not sure, but if it does, then how about we start at the broker level? Here's my suggestion for you, because you're kind of lost in what you're going to do. Let's start at the broker level. And if the broker happen to say, Mitch, let's just say you had 25 people working in your office. Don't know how many you have, but let's say 25. That means you'd have 2.5 people from your agency here if you got 10% to come in. So if you put in any effort and you got 20%, you'd have 5 people here. And if you had 5 and your company had 5 and you had 5 and you had 5, you had 20 more people here. So, because stuff runs downhill, let us do it at the broker level. Because the brokers are the one that people come to for advice and experience. So if the brokers are stronger, we'll be stronger, because we're only going to be as strong as our weakest link. And I'm a pretty weak link, and I need some strength, so I look to the board for help. Thank you and good luck. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you. Melissa.
What do you foresee as our upcoming issues? 5 years from now, 10 years from now, whatever you want to say. How are you going to resolve those issues, or in your head, how are you thinking you're going to help resolve those issues? And what are some things that we do well?
That all? That's the only question?
Because I don't want it to always be bad what's coming up. I want positive things that we do, so we can say, hey, we're doing a good job on this, let's work on this kind of thing. Okay, well, I think what we do well is care for our clients. That one-on-one. We're in such a technological age where you may never meet your client. You've texted them, you've videoed things for them, you've sent them. You've never actually shaken their hand, especially here in Florida. So it's a challenge to do the one-on-one, which I think is the basis for our industry, are those relationships and that trust to guide people through this process that is so stressful, that it's their most important purchase usually in life, and that we have the honor of assisting through that. The one-on-one relationships, that fundamental, has to be home plate at all times. So whether the conversation is taking over text or phone or Skype or whatever you're using, the heart of real estate still lies within us. So I think we're doing a good job with that. I think we've seen Zillow kind of fire up and fizzle a little bit. I think they're in a bit of a stall. And I think we're much stronger than we were when we started fighting that kind of system. So, collectively, we're a strong group, and we need to realize our strength and tack the ship that way. But I believe it comes down to me, or you, because each one of us talks to all these people independently. So our knowledge, our compassion, our exceptional ability to carry them through this process is vital, and to keep that going. I'm really into professionalism and education, so those things impact us. As long as we keep on that track and we stay together, we keep the conversation live between us, I don't think we can really lose. So it sounds simple, but I find usually the simplest answer is usually the best for me.
Good answer.
I think our biggest challenge, probably within the next 5 years or so, would be all of these new platforms that are trying to eliminate us. They're trying to skip over us. They're trying to show that we don't have value, that we can go online, you can sell your house online. So I think, like I said before, I think education and professionalism is going to be really important. I think keeping us on top of all of knowing all of the listings, knowing more than all of these computer systems, all their valuations and all of their support that they lack. I think that as long as we keep all of our agents educated and they are all professional and we have that name here, I think that will keep us on top. So I think that's probably our most important thing that we have to focus on in the next 5 years, just to keep us relevant. Like I always say, keeping the R in real estate. And as far as what we do well, do you mean as an association or? Okay. I think that we offer a lot of support. I think our support is probably, and our being strong, like you mentioned, is probably our number one strength. And I think a lot of people don't realize how much support us as realtors and our association gives the whole entire Space Coast. So I think that we do that really well. I don't think it's always heard, but I think that it's pretty amazing. So.
It's so hard for me to have a microphone. Jokes. Yeah, I know they all know my jokes. So what do we do well? We do well at taking care of our people. I'm talking about our realtors. Unfortunately, I think about 80% don't know that, which is the thing that we do bad. So interestingly enough, yesterday you saw my Facebook page, my 18th anniversary of joining real estate, which is really real exciting for me. I've never even done a marriage that long. And my first, this one's going to last that long. And when I was writing that, I said, well, I have to say something about realtors, because I don't think the consumers have a clue what we do for them. Unless you've been with RPAC, been on board, or been a president, or done all the real estate stuff, or Leah, who's been doing this for 212 years, you don't know what impact realtors have on everyday life in the community. Like, we don't do it, and this is one of our weaknesses. We don't do enough press. We don't do enough saying we are awesome. And maybe we're doing it, but if I'm not seeing it, there's a lot of consumers not seeing it. We don't sit there and say that every single year we're out there in Washington fighting for your tax exemption for homeowners, right? We don't talk about that. We just go back on and on. So I think one of the things I'd like to fix when we're on the board is how do we communicate better so when people look at us, they don't say, oh, they're just trying to get my cash. They just want to charge me commission, which is what most consumers think. That's why these pop-up places are going on. By the way, those are actually paying 10% fees to do those programs. That's another story. I'm very involved with that. But anyways, so to me, one of our weaknesses is how do we communicate to the consumer our value? And these companies coming on, all they're telling everybody is we don't have a value. But we all know the value, not just in selling homes, but in what we protect for the rights, for the community stuff that we do. I know we get it out there, but is it out there enough? So to me, messaging is so important for our industry, because when people see our value, like I donate a lot of money, as I'm sure we all donate a lot of money to charity, right? They might even look at it as charity. They might even look at it as charity just because you're doing all that work for us. But I think that's a really important value that we need to really get way out in front of.
I'm going to start off with what I think we do really well, which would be our education programs. We offer a ton of education programs in every day. How many classes are going on here in a variety of different things. And the global committee's up and coming really well. If you aren't signed up for that, by the way, I'm on the global committee. You want to make sure you attend that conference. And of course, everybody knows RPAC is my passion. And advocacy. And most people have no idea all the things that are going on behind the scenes that we're constantly fighting in different cities. Cocoa Beach snuck through last week, right after the hurricane, and there wasn't a single person who attended, and we didn't know what was going on. A new rule where they got that company that we fought before and won against to make you now have to all vacant homes. And if you read their ruling, it's unbelievable. Anybody who, if you're not getting mail at your property or all sorts of different things can be considered a vacant home, has to be paid and registered. And so there's, I know, they snuck that one through. So as government affairs, we're constantly fighting these things, and of course your RPAC dollars go for that. If you're not aware of that, you need to. Most RPAC dollars go for issues, not candidates, although it does help to elect candidates we that are realtor advocates, that they listen to us, and when we bring up the stuff that needs to be fixed. But there's always stuff going on behind the scenes where they're trying to infringe on property rights. Of course, short-term rentals. That's another one that they're going after. And so many different issues. So I think those are our biggest issues. Everything everybody else has said are all issues that are definitely on the forefront. And behind the scenes, of course, advocacy with government officials. Because California, by the way, is on the verge of passing where you cannot have independent contractors. You have to be employed by that company. What's that going to do to the realtors? Yep, it has passed the House. It's going to the Senate. Yep. So those are things that you want to give your money to RPAC and have us fight on your behalf.
Okay. I'd like to jump in real quick. I think all of you really talked about the same thing. The relationship building and the platforms that Tammy talked about, the new platforms coming up, are really important for us to discuss and us to be aware of. Our association board of directors made a decision to send three of us to Seattle during the convention a couple weeks ago. To Seattle to a what was that even called? IOI, Innovation Opportunity and Investment Seminar. Not seminar, it was where they brought together techno people, not necessarily realtors, but people that wanted to get into our space, and realtors, for us to hear what the situation was. I'm going to tell you, it was pretty scary. It really was. They have a name for it. It's called PropTech, just like it used to be FinTech in the financial market. And they are coming on strong because they see us as a multi-billion dollar business that they'd like a piece of. And they are coming on hard. The biggest comment that I heard at that meeting, one of the investors was asked, what are you trying to accomplish? What's your goal? She looked in the room of about 500 or 600 people and said, well, it's a little hard for me to say that in this room, but gee, how do I say it? We want to be closer to the consumer. Well, closer to the consumer translates to, we want to be closer to the commission. That's what it translates to. And they are investing billions and billions of dollars to do that. We had national president, next year's national president, executive officer for NAR on the stage talking about this, talking with these guys. Their goal is to try to keep the realtor in the middle of the transaction, just like Tammy said, with keep the R in real estate, the big R in real estate. It's critical for us to do that. I think Nancy said it the best with the relationship building. That's the one thing I kept hearing from the PropTech guys is we aren't sure how to do that relationship. You know, so the smart ones are going to use us as a tool, or we're going to use them as a tool. And we're still going to be in the center. But it's coming, and it's coming really strong. The graph was from 2015, it was down here. In 2019, it was up here. There was more money invested in the first half of 2019 than there was in all of 2015, 16, 17, 18 combined. Into getting into our pockets. So something to be aware of. Mitch, getting the word out. My pitch this year was tell our story. John Smaby's pitch, our national president, was tell our story. And we've got to do that. I mean, the dog park, that's a really nice thing. We donated $5,000. It actually came from NAR to do that. But what we've got is we got 10 benches in this dog park in a little neighborhood in Melbourne that says compliments of Space Coast Association of Realtors. We're talking about some signage and doing some other things that are going to get that out there. The EDC meets in this building most of the months of the year. And we bring in community leaders here to this building. This building has changed the perception of Space Coast Association in the county. It really and truly has. I'm amazed how much it's done. Really amazed. Really amazed. The RPAC discussion, Pat, is so important, and I saw it happen firsthand. I'm going to tell you a story. I'm not going to tell you who the representative was. A bunch of the people in this room were there, but I don't think it's proper for me to say who it was. We all went. We had probably 25 people in a representative's office up in Tallahassee for GARD, Great American Realtor Day. And we were sitting in his conference room, and his aide came. We were in there for about 10 minutes. And the aide comes in and says, hey, your next appointment's there. He just kind of pushed her out. Al, you were there. And just pushed her out. It's okay. I'm here with the Realtors. About 5 minutes later, hey, your appointment after that is coming. It's okay. Leave it alone. About that time, we start standing up. And she comes in again and says, hey, your third appointment. He said, look, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the Realtors. You can't buy that loyalty. And he listened to everything we said. You know who it was. So, it's not that we bought it. We just supported him. That's all we did. And he is all about trying to help educate us on what's going on. We've got a great relationship with him. How do we do that? We do that through RPAC. This is going to be my final discussion here today. RPAC today, Realtor Political Action Committee, is way behind on raising funds this year. We're like $30,000 down from our goal. Is that still correct? It's 20 now? Okay. So we're $20,000 away. That sounds like a big number, except for when you realize that it's $91,000 is what we're supposed to be raising. That's a lot of money coming from this association. Your fair share is $20? I think it's $20. All it takes, $20 or $25 gets us to goal. If you haven't, donate it. Please do. Takes nothing. And that will have things happen that'll really great for us. And a final pitch on RPAC. While we were in Oregon, excuse me, while we were in Seattle, somebody talked about, it was either Washington or Oregon, I forget which one it was, that there's a new law in one of the cities that says you're not allowed to have single-family dwelling zoning anymore. Because they're trying to fix the affordable housing problem by government regulation to fix it by saying you have to have multifamily only, no single-family dwellings anymore. Do you think that might be an issue that we might want to talk about? Okay. Well, how do you talk about that? That's a potential national issue if it starts changing. But you got to balance that against the affordable housing stuff. So it's a very complex. Everything we do is super complex when you get above selling the house, selling the commercial building. Donate to RPAC. I'm hoping that almost all of you in this room will donate to RPAC. Donate something or tell your friends about it. We are shortfalling on this, and we can't shortfall on RPAC. Oh, was their hand up? Is that what you were pointing? What are you pointing? Oh, okay, Bob.
If you donate $99 or more, you get to come to our luncheon at the end of the day.
That's the luncheon with the legislators and yeah. So if there's no other questions, or do you guys have any other comments? I'm Dennis.
I think all the candidates have brought up fabulous information, but I think one of the things that Space Coast Association of Realtors really has going for it is its staff.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't going to let that go.
They are so incredible, and I have. By the way, I'm Peggy Hall with Britain Group. And I had the opportunity through Women's Council of Realtors to talk to other realtors throughout the state and throughout the nation. And you can't even imagine how many talk about how their associations are not supportive of either YPN or Women's Council, or you can't talk to them. And I think we have a tremendous staff here. And Leah, thank you for being that anchor.
We do. Yeah, that's absolutely true. I really and truly believe that the president of this association is a misnomer. And Leah argues with me about this. I think the president of the association is really the chairman of the board of directors. And the president of the organization is Leah. That's really what it is. She's the one that implements the day-to-day. She takes care of staff, everything, facilities, us. Everything that we do runs through Leah, Lindsay, and the rest of the staff. It is amazing what they have done and what they do. They take care of our resources, and you always need to say thank you. And remember, you're talking to them. As people that are going above and beyond, you have no idea the hours they put in. You really don't. My Seattle trip, Lindsay and Cindy, the night before, we were expecting piles of these books to show up, and they didn't show up, that we were going to take to Seattle. At what, 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, we're creating something so I can leave the next day to fly to, I mean, they were just above and beyond. So one more time, I'd like to give them all a round of applause, and I'd like you all to. And thank you, Peggy. That was, you took away my thunder. It was on the bottom of the list. With that, if there's nothing else, that is our State of the Association annual meeting. Please vote. Tell everybody in your offices, please vote. Okay? Thank you.